Greetings, fellow YouTubers. I'm going to do my best to present to you some information. I'm going to attempt to describe both videos that I put up on the internet. So bear with me. One of the videos is of 2000, May of 2000, when we had a rare planetary alignment. And interesting enough, it shows Saturn and Jupiter and their orbit around the Sun. And the next video I want to describe is the actual crossing of our binary star system, our binary star, Wormwood or Nibiru. So let me see what I can do. All right. And, I'm fumbling. Okay. The one about nibiru. Okay, the large object enters, and it's December 12th, 2009. Now we clearly see large objects like I have described passing in front and also into its potential charge, its mass, if you will. We clearly see how charge attracts objects due to the magnitude of charge, and also whether it's negative or positive, a interaction with the sun's magnetic field as it gets closer, with clear mass ejections as seen when large comets get a push from our sun by such ejections. So it's clear that during both the rare planetary alignment and during the millennium, there was reason to fear, because those potential charges came close together and we saw a lot of activity in the sun. It could have been a lot worse. So we have a little bit of understanding there. And what happens is, you can see through the discharge of is similar to a spark gap. In other words, when you see a condenser, as it discharges, you see a spark. Okay, the first mass ejection we see from the sun is on December 17th, 2009, as debris streaks towards our two suns. These two opposing fields begin to interact and increase, causing a major pole flip in our sun. Now we begin to see many streaks of larger debris race towards the ever-increasing potential charge. Note how its magnetic field extends almost the entire length of the picture. Well, that long streak is what I want to describe, can be viewed as a magnetic flux. In other words, where you so therefore, a second mass ejection on December 29th, 2009, as it gets even closer still. Also note this day having large comets and or meteors streaking in behind it, and also towards it. On January 2nd, 2010, a comet enters from the southwest and hits our sun, noting it is towards the leading edge of the two potentials, our sun and the dwarf star. It does not exit, so the comet hits the sun. On January 6th, we see a mass ejection as it enters our sun's magnetic field, and at the closest point, so it's out of view right now, so it would be at its closest point to the sun on January 6th, 2010. And on January 8th, we see it come back into view, and it reemerges on the other side, during which time the sun's poles begin to react, a deviation in the sun's rays, if you will. 30 days have passed, boy, talk about a vector. A vector, Victor. It's coming straight at us, so to speak. Re-emerging from the sun on 1/15/2010, with another mass ejection and a little push from our sun. Enters from the southwest another comet or large meteor on January 21st, 2010, as it passes between the small dwarf and our sun. Debris continues to streak at both objects, and it is now January 29, 2010, the Wolf Moon. A deviation occurs in the sun's rays. The SOHO satellite short circuits, as does the sun on this day, and the days that now follow. That was the CCD breakout. And now, how terrible it must have been for our ancestors who have observed such devastation that they worked together after the fact to show us the true meaning of civilization, and also to warn us. A slight difference in time and orbit may have been, in fact would have been, devastating if the Earth was in its path, the leading edge, if I may. On February 1st, we see another large mass ejection and observe the two poles flip. Time for a breakout in the satellite. On the same day, we observe this flip, and on February 5th to the 6th, the satellite comes back online, and we see the clear flip in the sun by the pictures, and also noting the new orbit of the satellite taking the photos. On February 6th, I confirm the fact with rays pointing southeast to northwest. In 8 days, we will have Valentine's Day, and also an earthquake of 6.4 magnitude in Japan was also on the 5th of February. And the onset now of still another deviation, which appears to be setting up for a rather large mass ejection, as Earth is now affecting the change in the sun. So the interesting thing I want to point out for both videos is that for 10 years, this thing has been building up. And even, in fact, for 10 years, we can observe comets leading and streaking towards this potential and our sun for the last 10 years. So what will follow for the next 10 years, what was set in motion will remain in motion. And as it passes, all objects that are attracted to it will continue to be attracted. So, as the debris was set in motion, it continues on towards its course, towards the two highest potentials, our sun and also Nibiru. Now Saturn enters on November 25th, 2009, which is an interesting fact when we start to understand what clues were left at the Coral Castle for us. Well, Edley Scalman discovered the secret to the three moons, and now also the Saturn. And the first moon